Hi, friends. I hope you're all enjoying your holiday, getting stuffed with some good food, good gifts, good family, good people, and die-hard movies. Oh, and Christmas Story. So, as promised in the last Que Oke video, where I did the pseudo traditional Colombian breakfast, today I bring you very exciting Santacocho. Yeah, it was my clever way of trying to say Sancocho, but with the Santa in it. Santa. Never mind. Or, if you ask my mom, there's this fictional character called Santa Cachucha. And the literal translation is Saint Hat. So I think the patron saint of hats. In any event, without further ado, I bring you Christmas Sancocho, okay? Enjoy it. Okay, and welcome to Sancocho Boot Camp. And done some prep the night before, which is this here. This is the beef rib, which was seasoned with some triguitar, sofrito, handmade by my sister, and some olive oil. I'd like to pre-cook it, brown it a little bit so the meat gets a little tender before we add it to here, which is the base, the guiso, the saute, which includes scallions, regular onions, garlic, half a stick of butter and bacon. I'm telling you, will save the world. And then once this starts to liquefy a little bit, then I'll add a little bit of triguitar there, mix it up, and we'll be back in a bit for part 2. Oh yes, and I added some tomatoes. Thank you. Okay, so the guiso has been slow cooking here, the saute. I'm gonna say about 15-20 minutes as the ribs are brown enough, so I'll turn that off. I'm now going to add water, chicken broth, bone broth, and hen broth. Hen broth as well as chicken broth, because hen tends to be a lot richer and just gives it a really good flavor. Okay, so I added the broth, I added the bouillons, and just going to stir it up a bit. Get everything mixed up nicely. I did turn the heat up a bit, quarter higher. I'm not sure what that's in temperatures on these electric ovens, but anyway. So what I'm going to do now at this temperature, I'm going to wait till it comes to almost a boil, and then I'm going to add the beef ribs in here, and then reduce the temperature a little bit, and then let that sit so that the ribs get cooked nicely right within this broth. And that's actually going to be another 2 hours plus. And on the next hour or so, I will add the other stuff, and I'll tell you what that stuff is later. Okay, so through the magic of time, I actually stepped away from this for about 20 minutes because I believe in that adage, a watched pot never boils. And look at that. I'm looking at it. It's still not boiling, but it is simmering enough so that I can take the beef ribs and start plopping them in there. Last year when I made this, I actually made the mistake of just pouring the whole thing in there, and I wore some of it. So now we're just doing it a little bit more gingerly. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I switched the big soup pot to a different burner so it has more open space around it, get nice and hot. And over here what I'm doing is I have put potatoes by itself. I'm going to let them cook for about 20 minutes or so, and then that's going to soften them up. And I'm going to cut them up a bit, mush them up a little bit, and then put them into the stew, because that gives the stew a nice thicker body. And later on when I add the other stuff, same thing. Okay, about an hour or so has passed, and I have already taken the potatoes, cut them, mushed them a little bit, and put them in the stew. I've also added the cassava, yuca, the plantains, plátano, as well as maize, corn. That's right, this is becoming a Spanish lesson. All right, so because these come from the fridge, or actually I let them sit out in room temperature, it cools the stew down, so stirring is going to be important, and then it has to come back up to temperature. which is why it needs to be here for at least another hour, if not a little bit longer. We'll be back. So here we are, the pièce de résistance, and the sancocho is made and served.
Ay, qué cosa tan rica.
What are we thinking?
It's delicious. Thank you.
How about you,
Thank
classic
you,
man?
honey.
Again, anyway,
Qué cosa
because
tan
I
rica.
a good corn.
Honey, mío.
Ma'am?
Vieja.
It's really good. I can't even speak how good it is.
Delicious.
The soup is very delicious. Smile and wave.
like reading from a script.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Cisco Lieber, give it 2 thumbs up.
Todo. Que usted le puso que huele, sabe tan rico.
I put sancocho in the sancocho.
Qué cosa tan.
And there you have it. Got good results here. Oh, good thing I gave them all booze earlier. Thank you.